Hello, we are Group A14 and this is our video presentation of economics and we are from ICI. And this is question 1. The first graph shows that the price of the US is higher than the price of Chinese and the gap between Q1 and Q2 is the quantity imported. And this one. And the second graph shows that after Trump's imposed tariff and the price of the Chinese is increases, and we can see that the quantity imported is decreased. And I agree the economics assessment because we can see this before tariff the consumer supply is A plus B plus C plus E prime plus double E prime and plus F, and producer surplus is D, and the total supply is consumer surplus plus producer surplus. However, we can see after the tariff, consumer supply is A plus B, producer supply is D plus C, and the tax revenue is F. And total supply is consumer supply plus producer supply and tax revenue. However, we can see left half they were lost, E prime and E plus prime. So we can have a conclusion that although the tariff increases producer surplus and generate tax revenue, however the loss increased by consumer is significantly greater than producer surplus and tax revenue. And welcome to the next one.
Okay, this is question 2. So this is question 8. What's the definition of socially harmful or negative externality? Prove an example. And it refers to the behavior of individual economic units like firms or families, factories that has a negative impact on society or other people or the third party, but does not assume corresponding obligations. For example, like factories cause air pollution, but they don't have to pay any for the air pollution, but people have to burn the low quality of air. Okay, so this is the part B question. Use the diagram to illustrate how Pigouvian tax shift the cost of the socially harmful externality from society to its producer, which is, you can see, this is the market diagram, this is the demand curve, and there's a two supply curve. The black one is supply curve, but it's private, which is the firm's supply curve. And the blue one is the supply curve of the society. So we can see this orange region is the negative externality. So if we shift this black private supply curve to the corresponding to the blue one, and this is the amount of the tax, we call it the Pigouvian tax. And this is the policy question. Use another diagram to demonstrate how Pigouvian tax discourages behavior that creates such negative externality. So just like we mentioned in part B, so we shift this black supply private curve to correspond to this society supply curve. So by doing that, the supply curve society will equal to private supply curve. So it decreased the supply. So we can see the equilibrium also decreased in the quantity. So it shows that Pigouvian tax discourages the behaviors. And this is part D. Use the third diagram to explain how Pigouvian tax improve economic efficiency, particularly when the tax corresponded to the cost of externality, the damage. So we use the diagram that we used in the part C, and we shows the efficiency of each part. So before we charge the tax, the social benefit will be this green area, and the total social cost will be this, the whole pink area, and the total surplus will be this triangle with blue dots, and this pink triangle with purple dot, which means the whole green one minus the whole pink one. And so it will cause the delta dots, which is the pink triangle with purple dots. And after we charge the tax, the total social benefit will be, so the equilibrium will decrease to this part, from this part to this part. So the total social benefit will be this green area. And you can see that this will be the black line, which is this one. And the total social cost will be this pink area. Also is a black line. Yeah. And the total surplus will be the green one minus the pink one, which means the triangle with this green triangle with the blue dot. So the delta loss will be 0. Let's welcome next person.
I'm gonna talk about question 3. First, we got the first leg. What is total cost? We know that total cost can be counted by average total cost times Q. So it's like 2.2 times 2,000 equal 4,400. And then the second blank is average variable cost. And we know that average variable cost equals total variable cost divided by Q. So it's 3,600 divided 2,000. So it's like 1.8. And the third blank is total fixed cost. It's equal total cost minus total variable cost. So it's like 4,400 minus 3,600 equal 800. And then the next one is average fixed cost. We know that average fixed cost equals to total fixed cost divided by Q. So we know that is 800 divided by 2,000, so it's 0.4. And the last one is P. We know that P equals to total revenue divided by Q. So it's 4,000 divided by 2,000, so it's 2. The second one is that we're gonna use the graph to illustrate the individual demand curve faced by TSM company along with the marginal revenue curve. So we know that for perfectly competition firm, the marginal revenue equals to price equals to average revenue. It's a horizontal line, and it also equals to individual company demand curve. So by this question, it's equals to TSM company's demand curve. And the next question C, we're gonna look about that is the TSM's average variable cost is minimized equals to the marginal cost is average variable cost is TSM maximize its profit at this level. So we can see that when the ABC is minimized, we can got like this B. But we know that if we really want to maximize the profit, we need to be like MC equals to minimum ATC. So it's this point A. We can tell that point A doesn't equal to point B. So we know that the minimization of ABC is not maximizing the profit. The D question, we're gonna look about if we are the consultant, what is our recommend for this company? So if I am the consultant, I'll recommend the TSM company 2 options. If today the price is lower than average variable cost, the company should shut down and produce zero. So it's like this one red line here, produce 0 quantity. And the other is if P is like larger than average variable cost, the company can continue producing Q, where equals to P then equal to MC. We know that if P then M equal to MC, the profit is maximized. Welcome to the next one.
Hi, I'm going to introduce question 4. So the part A is, what is the total monthly explicit cost for my father's coffee shop? And we can see from the question, he has to pay 40,000 for the roasted coffee bean and 20,000 for other spendings, and he also borrowed 600,000 from the bank, and we have to time the loan with the annual interest, which is 0.2 and plus 1, and divided by 12 months because it's asking the monthly explicit cost. So we plus them together, it will be 11 and 1,000. And part B, what is the total monthly implicit cost for my father's coffee shop? So my father, he quit his job to open this coffee shop, so we have to plus the salary that he get from his previous company, which is 100,000 per month, and the shop was rented to others and for 20,000 per month. So we have to add that into the implicit cost. And the last is my father used his savings to open the shop. So we also have to time it with the interest in the bank, which is 0.1 and divided by 12 months. So the total implicit cost would be 153 and 666.7. Part C, what is the accounting profit of the coffee shop in the first month? So the accounting profit is the total revenue minus explicit cost. So total revenue, according to the question, is 150,000, and the explicit cost is what we calculated in part A, which is 11 and 1,000. No, 111,000. So the accounting profit in the first month will be 39,000. And part D, what is the economic profit of my father's coffee shop in the first month? So the economic profit is total revenue minus explicit cost and implicit cost. So it's 150,000 minus 111,000 minus the implicit cost, which is 153 and 666.7. And the economic profit will be negative 114 and 666.7. Do you think my father made the right decision? I think he made the wrong decision of opening a coffee shop because the economic profit is negative. Let's welcome the next person.
Hi, we are going to talk about question 5. What is the definition of a natural monopoly using a diagram? And the definition of natural monopoly is a single firm can produce a good or service at a lower price, at a lower cost than other firms, which is due to the economics of scale. As the production increases, the average cost is decreases, and natural monopoly is always or typically happens when they have high fixed cost and low marginal cost, and we can see that the average variable cost is quite close to marginal cost because the fixed cost is high, and the gap between every cost and average variable cost is the fixed cost. And high fixed cost is mean that Monopoly is need a large amount of investment to build the infrastructure, and low marginal cost is mean that the cost of producing additional units is relatively low. And why is an electric company such as Taiwan Power considered a natural monopoly is because they need high fixed cost. It requires firm, expensive infrastructure investment, such as whole electric network. In other words, it is a high startup cost, and they have economies of scale. As production increases, the average cost of electricity decreases, and they have a barrier to entry for other firms to enter. Taiwan Power can charge consumers at lower price, which makes new firms hard to compete with. Their cost is because other firms' cost is higher than Taiwan Power. Then next one.
Gonna talk about question C. Draw a diagram that includes the variable cost and the market demand curve faced by Taiwan Power to tell about the optimal quantity of output and price. We can in two steps. First step, we find out when it's optimal quantity. We know that it's maximum profit, so it's MR equal MC. So it's when MR equal MC, when we find out Q1 here. MR equal MC, and we find out Q1. And we use Q1 to up with the demand curve to find P. So we find Q1 and P. This is the optimal quantity of output and price for Taiwan Power Company. Welcome to the next one.
And I'm going to explain question D. When other traditional energy suppliers are allowed to sell electricity directly to Taiwanese consumers, the electricity market in Taiwan transitions to perfect competition. Use a diagram to illustrate the market equilibrium point in the case of perfect competition. So we can see the perfect competition market is when MR equals to MC. So this is this point. And to be a perfect competition market, the price will equal to MC. So it will be here. And we can put the price go straight to where the demand curve is, and then we can straight down to the quantity, and we will get QD. So this will be the diagram of a perfect competition market. Let's welcome the next person.
Okay, I'm going to talk about part E. So discuss how electricity price and quantities in Taiwan will change as the electricity market transition from the monopoly to perfect competition, and use the graphical. So we can see there's two graphics. So the first one is monopoly. So we all know that the demand curve, which is we charge the price, will bigger than the MR. So the MR will equal to MC due to the profit maximization. So in monopoly, the market will produce the QM quantity, and we move this line, and we can find the PM, which is on the point on the demand curve. We can find the PM. And in the perfect competition market, this is in the market, so we can see the MC, which is equals to price in the perfect competition market, and the intersection with D is here, so we can find the QC, which is the quantity in the market produced. So in the next description, which is talk about in monopoly, they will charge a higher price than the perfect competition market, but they will produce lower quantity than the perfect competition market. So here is the description of that. So what I just say is a brief comparison with these two graphics. So here is the end of our presentation. Thank you guys.